How are you? Happy summer. Whee, it's hot out there. So, I have a lot to share with you today. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. And let me get up. I can say it's hot here, but it's nothing compared to what a lot of you are going through. I think today might be about 97 or something like that. John's supposed to go golfing. I don't think it's a swell idea. But, anyways, here we are. I want to get my comments up and going. Today we're going to do the fancy little leaves. That's what we're going to get to. They look hard. They're not. In fact, I was freaking out because I couldn't remember how I did it. So I don't actually have the pattern here. And I went out to work and got one, and it is more stupid simple than I thought. So yay for that. Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's see, there's a fly. It's driving me crazy here. All right. Um, all right. Anybody relate? No, no, not you. No, no. Okay, so then I saw this. This has kind of been circulating all over Facebook, but I thought this was absolutely magnificent. It's crochet, and I don't know how to. Is it Eva Pacheco, a local crochet teacher, and her students in, I can't even pronounce it, but in Spain. And I have to tell you, I took crochet in college. I think I've shared this before, but it was perhaps one of the most liberating classes I've ever taken. We just did incredible stuff. So, I know, I'm so hot. I mean, I feel really bad for people. Anyways, okay. So this. Oh yeah, Scott. Bob and chicken. never, I've never, ever, ever heard that expression. And it just cracked me up. Now, what I want to say about Bob and chicken is if you have a higher end Bernina, they've got these mega bobbins, and then you put in my 80 weight thread and the bobbin, which I always use. It takes all the fun out of bobbin chicken. It just goes forever and ever and ever. And by the way, some of you have been eyeballing the new Bernina or just thinking about upgrading your Bernina. If you send me to my Gmail, ALEXANDRSN at Gmail, a request for a $100 off coupon, I will send it to you. But I have to get the request before you go into the store. And then, of course, there's a 30-day window. And I've gotten requests from people that I'm realizing a friend told me I could do this. I really want you influenced from me based on my love for the product. Okay, so then this is what I've been doing. Tony sent me a link to this particular gal's site, Jerry Bellini, and I found her to be extremely engaging, and she was on a project called A Dot a Day. So I went, I love circles, So it sent me. I'll show you what I was working on this weekend, or since we met last. It sent me immediately to my oak shots that we sell in the store, and I have a lot. Okay, let's put on this, and I'm starting to do a circle a day. Let me pull this up. But the big news is that I'm learning needle turn applique. This was my first one, and you can see it's super funky. And I think I'm going to be doing some embroidery on here too. But now this one, yeah. Oh wait, this was the first one. No, I think it was this awful one. It was this one. I mean, that's horrible. But you just keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And for me, the ticket was to take the circle. It's drawn with a white chalk line, and then kind of just turn it under with your finger as you come to it. And it worked out pretty well. Are they all wonderful? No. I mean, this is nothing I want to, put in my Hall of Fame, but I'd put this one on my Hall of Fame. So, anyways, here are some backgrounds that I prepared as she told us to do. And now I'm working with these oak shots that are absolutely wonderful to needle turn. Okay, I've been quilting. Look at that. Yeah. I've been quilting, I don't know, 40 years, and I've never been able to do needle turn ever. And I just thought, doggone it, get with the program. I mean, nothing beats Rosa's way, nothing. And somebody's, are you on today? Yeah, I am. Yes. Yes. Oh, it's Rondi. John, is it not coming through? Because I was just about to talk to Rondi right now. Um, Try YouTube. Has anybody had a hard time getting on today?
It's on in all the areas.
Huh. Because Rondi's asking. No, Rondi. Uh-oh. Okay, well, speaking of Rondi, perfect timing. We belong to a guild, Amador Valley Quilters. It's the Tri-Valley area, Dublin, Livermore, Pleasanton. And this was their first quilt show this weekend. I think she said 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Okay, everybody says there's not a problem. Nobody else seems to be having a problem, and I'm talking about you. So they hosted a quilt show this weekend, and it was glorious. So I asked Roddy this morning, and I think she said 7 years. What's she saying now? Oh, this is go away. All right. So okay, um, okay, get on here, Rondi. If not, you can watch it later. But anyways, um, I think there were over 200, 300 quilts, vendors. It was a love fest because, we've all been sequestered, under COVID and all that. And so we saw people that we haven't seen in forever. The quilts were a notch above, a notch. And I randomly took pictures of different quilts. Okay. They, I'm not showing them to you because they were my favorites, but it's the breadth of the whole thing, the depth and breadth of the show. So in Livermore, there is the donut wheel, and it's right in the middle of First Street. And I looked it up. I think it's been around since 68 or in the 60s or whatever. And the great thing about the donut wheel, as folklore has it, there's no key to that place because they are open 24/7. And this was the first quilt that caught my eye. Yeah. And it's by Beth Butera. I love this. Actually, also in my dentist office, they have a photograph of the donut wheel. It is the ugliest building on the face of the earth. I always thought growing up. And now I think it should be a quilt shop. I think it is funnest. I mean, talk about a snap in time, right? And they made pretty good donuts too. All right. So that was this quilt. I loved it. Good job, Beth. And then the next one I took a picture of, I didn't even look at the names, okay? I'm just taking pictures, and I always take a picture right after, and then I can read the card when I'm preparing this for you. Okay, this is by Beth also. So it's kind of interesting to see the donut wheel and then this. Now, I got my nose up on it, and it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, let me do one more, although you can actually see it in this. Here, you go away. You come here. Wait a minute. I'm in the wrong place. Okay, you go away and you come on. Look at that, you guys. That's Rick Rack. That is, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I think I want to go back to this one in the upper right. I've never seen anything like that with the Rick Rack. So you've got, Beth, who is doing the donut wheel, and then also doing this. That to me is a sign of a true artist. And I said to Rondi, I said, okay, the applique in this show is a cut above, more than a cut above. Just there were tons of them, and I said, who's the leader? I mean, we used to have Nadine Thompson in the area, and she said no, they just kind of are all feeding off each other. This is by Linda Perricone, and you might recognize it as a Maggie Walker pattern. I mean, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There was such joy, just so much joy there. Okay, then this is by Linda Nelson, and it's a baskets, and it's called Can You Tell Me More? And in it, there, I don't see it. I didn't see it there. I see the Russian doll on the bottom right-hand side, but there's a owl, an elephant, and a bee in there somewhere. And the dimensionality of this is just amazing. I love, love, love that rope at top. And it was done in a Sandy Corbin class, or that's where it was started, in a Sandy Corbin class. I just love these. And the diversity, people, the diversity. And then I took another picture of another basket quilt. And this was also done by Linda Nelson. So here's this one. I thought this was absolutely fascinating. And this was from a Kathy Doherty class. I thought I was going to get to take a class from her at Wood and Gate, and I had a conflict, and I was really bummed out. She's from down under, and man, she has a way. And this particular quilt, it was about learning about overlays and dimensionality and things like that. So, okay, who's the next one? Oh, and this is Susan Del Bacchio, and I know I'm saying it wrong, Susan. And this was actually this shocked me when I read the card. This was from a transparency class as a result of a class from Bill Kerr and Weeks Ringel. I okay, there you go. I love this. It was a mystery quilt along with secret agent missions, it's quilted by Darla Padella. You know, I love my guild so much. Again, it's Amador Valley Quilters, and I think they got a bunch of new members this weekend because they're sharing. There's just so much sharing and wonderful going on. And then sadly, a member of ours moved away, 10 years ago? Janet lied. And she was the end all be all quilt collector. Well, she had to swear off collecting quilts, okay? Until she saw this one. And it was like 125. I can't remember, Janet, what you told me, but it was nothing. And she said that it had to go home with her. But now look at the edge. That's what really brought her to this. It looks like it's hand quilted. I'd put money on the table for that. But here's the crazy thing. This is what I think, Janet, you meant by sending me this picture. This was the condition it was in, okay? And let's bring it back to retro clean. That stuff works. It absolutely works. We carry it in the store. I have it in my laundry bin just for whatever. It takes out the of old quilts. Okay, let me see. I hope you got on, Rondi. All right. So let me scoot over here. Let me bring this over here. And, okay, get down here. Tighten this thing up. This is my lap app. It's sliding down. I'm not sure why. Actually, that's okay. These leaves, we'll take a look at the finished ones. Oh, shoot. Of course, it's way across the room. All right. Let's take a look. I mean, it looks like it's hard to do, and it's so dum-dum. It's beyond measure. All right. It's really just straight stitches and then French knots, right? There we go. And yet the effect is just incredible. So here you can see I Oh, wait, I want to talk about needles first. Somebody asked somewhere on Facebook or whatever, why is it this thing tightening up? Oh, because I was doing the wrong one. There we go. What needles I use. If I'm going to be doing things like French knot and stuff, I love the Sashiko needles, all right? But if I'm doing my little needle term thing, I'm using, well, I'll show you what I did because they all get mixed together and it makes me crazy. Okay, so I made this little book somebody made for me, I think from my retreat. And these are the Sashikos, the by Lucian, and we have them in the store. I put the title there, and I'm going to be very aware of putting my needles back where they belong because I really like these needles. And all of a sudden, they all end up in a pincushion, and I don't know what I'm doing. And then these are the Bowen, the Cruel embroidery size 7 that Sujata hooked me on, which is absolutely perfect for these. So they're completely different needles. And I will tell you, the great thing about the Sashiko is that the needle doesn't go out big on the end. So like when we're getting to our French knots and stuff, it's not going to get hung up. And I will tell you that if you're going to go make a French knot, even if you are the queen of French knots and king, go and do it on another cloth. And if at any point it hangs up near the end, you've got the wrong needle. All right. So I sewed down my 2 leaves, and then I did a chain stitch around here. I sewed this down too, chain stitch around here. Now, let's do this. So, let me see. Let's look at this again. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that it points outward the way a leaf kind of grows with their veins. And I'm going to take a stitch, and then rather than I was thinking about this when I was sleeping, rather than going back to here and up to here, actually that is how I'm going to do it. You could go down one side and then do the other side. Really, the choice is yours. So, and also I thought this is interesting. This to me is a really ugly thread, and it is by Wonderfeel. It is absolutely glorious. So don't be afraid of funny looking threads when you see them on the shelf. Don't be afraid to buy them. Okay, 1083. I don't think it's in your kit. I just grabbed what I have. I want to hang on to the kits, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. Oh, I love it when there's a knot in there. Makes my day. Okay, I'm going to go there. Then I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to come up. We're going to use this as the baseline to go out of. Here. Then I'm going to go here. I mean, this is really hard. Really hard. Don't mess it up. It's funny because this feels like it's hanging up a little bit. So, what is going on? You know, really, I should be trimming these things off so they don't get caught up on other things. There we go. We have these little magnets that quilters select. Oh, I gotta do. Here we go again. I want my glasses. Oh gosh, so much better. So then I'm gonna go here. The variegated is just beautiful. I think this one too, I was actually standing in a quilt shop going, I don't even know if I like this thread. And it's one I go to all the time. I'm gonna come back up in the same hole. I'm gonna go here. And I think according to the pattern, you could go inside this line, this here, or not, or outside. I think out there I decided to go outside. So, Rondi, I hope you're here. I hope you're here. I was texting her this morning. She goes, I think I'm just going to lie down on the couch and veg. It was so good. It was so, so good. And there were quilts there that were, you know, not of the same caliber of some of the other quilts, but it just didn't matter because it was just a matter of celebrating quilting and all the different things we do. And I go back to this Amador Valley Quilters. Boy, they've got a talented group of people and a loving group of people. Okay, so I'm going to do that all the way to the edge. If for some reason you feel chicken about just eyeballing it, that's when you get out your blue or your purple pen and use that, and you know it'll go away. So let me finish this one. And then let's just do a couple French knots. And what you will see in the pattern is I'm doing French knots out here, down the middle, and out here. And the beauty of this is that it can be fairly funky and it doesn't matter. Here we go. What is going on here? Uh-oh. That's not good. I didn't pull tight all the way. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a couple French knots and I'm going to cut it out and do it again when we hang up. 1, 2, 3. Down in next to the hole you came up in. And in this case, I would just work my way down this way. But you know what? I don't have to cut this off because it's all going to be backed. I don't have to redo it. Thinking out loud here. Would I rather make dots or go and redo this? You tell me. Again, if you're struggling with your French knot, you might have the wrong needle. The other thing is my lap app here. I actually, when I wrap this around here, 1, 2, 3, I go straight down into my lap app. I'm into it. And then I'm pulling the thread taut. Okay, why is it getting hung up? See, that's just not good. Yeah, I'm going to take it out. And then I'm going to go down here and here, and then I'm going to go right up here, and then right up here. And it just really adds something super wonderful, special to this. You know, and you can see that they're all perfect. Not. Haha. And I was so relieved when I saw the pattern yesterday, because again, I couldn't remember how I did it, because I thought maybe I did a loop and then tied it down, loop, tied it down. No, it's just really simple stitches. And if we look at this, the before and the after, well, here we go. It's stunning, the difference it makes. Just a little bit of, ooh, and there you go. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next week. I may work with Mr. Firefly, if that's what that is. And then the little dots coming around. Super, super easy, super fun. And yeah, that's what we'll do next week, okay? So in the meantime, let's chat. Let's chat. You can hear my little buddy. Okay. So last Saturday, Dee did ice dyeing. And we sold kits. I think we have one left in the store. It's probably gone before I even did this. But I want to show you ice dyeing. And it's just kind of funny how this whole thing works around. So that's what Dee did last Saturday. And I believe this Saturday she's going to do a thing on, okay, so what do you do with this fabric? Slash, let's talk about Patricia Bolton. This was her wedding. Actually, and that's one of those wedding ribbons that I make people, and she attached it to her bouquet of flowers. But anyway, she was on Facebook today, and I couldn't find the Facebook image. It didn't show her face, so forgive me, Pokey, though. God, you are so beautiful. And the question was, should she ice dye this dress? And I'm like, yes, you should ice dye this dress. I think it would be absolutely wonderful. What do you people think? Okay. And then in preparing for today, Cindy Lobeck did a thing on ice dyeing. And I was like going, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. Because how could you forget those pots, right? Well, that's when I wasn't there. And Ricky was, holding the show, carrying the whole thing down. So that is show number, what does it say? It's underneath my overlays. 3308. So if you really want to get into it, you might want to go and look. Also, I thought it was interesting. I like the idea of the innovative technique for dyeing an ombre fabric using a vertical drip rig, which is what is behind her. I have not seen this show. I am going to watch this show. Okay. And then, okay, Wednesday, you're going to like this. Ricky's going to be at the helm, and he's going to talk about the difference between domestic quilting and long arm quilting. And, what works for you. Oh, this thing here, too. This thing here is my little magnet that I can put my scissors on. We came out with those with Quilters Select. That's kind of fun. Don't lose your scissors, right? Make sure you don't get one too big so you don't stab yourself. I'm trying to do it backwards like the weatherman. And then he's also going to show some design ideas. And he's really, really good at that. And then again on Saturday, it will be Dee, more on ice dyeing. Kristen was saying, okay, Terry Saran, they've had manufacturing problems and they haven't been fixed yet. Okay, I don't know what the question was, but somebody answered. Huh. I do think Fabric Prep is still in the store. I don't know. I guess not. Okay. Yeah, Alice, one kit, get busy. What's the bit with the Okay, we'll talk later. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, so Saturday will be fun with Dee, and then I'll see you Monday, and we'll do the little things that fly in the sky at night. So, congratulations, Rondi. Congratulations, AVQ Guild. Um, I think as we all kind of come out of this whole COVID thing, this will not be a one-off, the joy that was at this. It will not be a one-off. So have a great day, and I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for spending your time with me. Bye-bye.